Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. As you come in, please hit that like button if you don't mind. Hey, Gospel Glam. Hey, Tori. Dancing machine. I try to get it in a little bit. Henny Hen. Hey. Layla, hey. Just trying to give y'all a little something different yesterday. Hey, Ebony. A little something different, you know. Let y'all see the goings on over here and how I'm maintaining during this quarantine season, you know. Sherry, hey, hey, hey. Thank you guys for Glam. Just a little something extra, you know. We all have our little stuff going on, and shoot, even when you're washing dishes, you know, cleaning up, whatever. Trina, Tina, hey, how you doing? You know, I turn the music on to get it popping up in here, you know. Oh, Lord. Oh, you got the street glide? Okay. Okay. And please know that is not my usual Zumba routine. I'm just saying. Yeah, it was just all in fun. It was all in fun. I'm a rider. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. For our little discussion today, you know, we try to have a little grown folk conversation, a little something to stimulate your mind and, you know, make sure all those cells and stuff still staying fresh during this quarantine. So we've looked at manipulation. We have looked at lies. We've looked at different types of pathology. We've looked at a lot of different things. So the last thing that we looked at, we were having a discussion on this book, The Manipulative Man, and we will continue that discussion. I don't know, we may do it tonight, I'm not sure. But today we are going to just have a little discussion about maintaining your integrity in the midst of all this craziness. And again, if you haven't hit that like button, people, please hit that like button if you don't mind. I don't ask for much. Just a little click. I'm not even telling you to smash it because I don't want you to smash it. I just want you to touch it. Just click on it. That's it. So one of the things that that I was looking at and just having some thoughts about, I'm a person that's big on integrity, and when I see things and I see people talking and doing certain things, it always makes me, you know, think about that word. Now, it may not be important to some, but in certain areas, especially when you put yourself on this type of platform and you have people that are hoping that you do the right thing, expecting you to do the right thing, then you want to make sure that you're holding up to your end of the deal. So with that, and along with all this other stuff that's going on, hey Timothy, how you doing? Along with all this stuff that's going on, it's just important to try to bring things back, or try to bring things back to focus. So that's what we're looking at right now. So we're going to start this thing off with this definition, and then we're going to talk about how all this goes into what's going on right now. So when we talk about integrity, and I want y'all to chime in the comments. Y'all know I read the comments, so I want you to chime in. Hey, T-Rona. Integrity. Some people define integrity as the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness, the state of being whole and undivided. It's a personal quality of fairness that hopefully we all aspire to have. I mean, unless you're just dishonest and you don't care about it. That matters. So when we go and look at this honesty thing, and even the practice of being honest, you know, sometimes you have to practice being honest. There's an art to this thing. So the practice of being honest, that's what integrity is, the practice of being honest and showing a consistent and uncompromising, I'm going to say that word again, uncompromising adherence to strong moral and ethical principles and values. It's the honesty and truthfulness of one's actions. Yeah, you're saying you're this, but is that what your actions are showing? Yeah, you're saying you have that going on, but what are your actions showing? What are your behaviors showing? You know. So we'll go there. Now, some of the characteristics of integrity. And y'all can throw your own up there if you want to. Like I said, I'm looking. Some of those characteristics, and one of the main characteristics is consistency. Okay? Being the same regardless of the situation, no matter what's going on, consistency is key. Am I being consistent if I constantly change with the weather? Am I being consistent if I'm a whole new person if things don't go my way? Am I being consistent if I can allow someone else to change me, change who I am or what I do? Am I being consistent? I would answer that and I would say no. The next characteristic is values. What kind of values do you have? Do you have any values at all? What do you stand for? The next one is methods. What methods do you use in what you're doing? Hey, piece in the puzzle. What methods are you doing? And whatever you're doing, what methods? What's your methodology in what you're doing? Is there a method to your madness? Or are you just doing things on a whim, reacting and not thinking about what the consequences are? Not just the consequences for you, but consequences for other people around you. If you're a blogger, are you thinking about the consequences of the people that follow you? If you are an employer, are you thinking about your employees and how your values and your methodology affect those people that work under you? If you are a life coach, a counselor, are you thinking about how those things that you're doing are affecting your clients? Are you thinking this thing all the way through? The next thing, principles. I don't even have to go into that. Expectations. Here for the education. Ain't nothing faze me. The next you have principles, expectations, and outcomes. The outcomes, that makes a difference. If you're telling me or telling others that you're going to do A, B, and C, then what methodology are you using? What's your method? Are you being consistent? Have you set your own expectations? It's not even about the expectations that other people set for you. Have you set your own expectations that you not only set but are willing to follow? And do your outcomes match your expectations that you put in place? Do they match? Or are you just puffing smoke all around the place? Now, when you look at these things, out of these, there are a few things that are usually missed. Because people think that they are being consistent. You can consistently come on and blog all day, right? You could be consistent with that. But one of the things that people tend to miss out on is honesty. Okay? We overlook the honesty. This isn't about telling half truths. Integrity isn't about half truth. It's not about a little teeny bit of truth. It's about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Are you being consistent with that, with honesty? Not just honesty to the people around you, but are you being honest with yourself about who you are, what you're doing, and what you stand for? Hey, James, how you doing? Are you being honest? It's hard to be honest with other people if you are not honest with yourself. So you have to start there. The second thing that people tend to overlook is going back to that C word again. We tend to overlook consistency. If you are consistent, then your story will never change. If you are consistent, then nobody has to worry about trying to break things down for you like this day to explain something that they said the other day because it's just not matching up. It's not jiving. You understand what I'm saying? Consistency is key, right? So if I tell you that I am your friend, right? Then I have to be consistent with that. If I tell you that I am a leader, I have to be consistent with that, and I can't flip-flop. I can't go back and forth, and today I want to be a leader, and tomorrow I don't. Today I want to go and act a plumb fool, and tomorrow, I'm getting back on here talking about, hi, I'm Dr. Rogers. Like, it doesn't work like that. You understand what I'm saying? Consistency. Being who you are at all times. And I'm going to stop right here so I can see your messages. Hold up real quick. Find out certain people sitting on YouTube blaming everyone else about the results of today's outcome. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Consistency is the only thing you can trust. Right. So you have this, so you go from honesty, people tend to overlook that. You go to consistency, people tend to overlook that. Then I'm going to give you one that's going to sound like something else, but it's actually something different. Truthfulness. Okay? Truthfulness. People tend to overlook that, right? A lie is a lie, is a lie, is a lie. Period. That's it. There's no in between. We tend to try to separate. Well, I just told a little lie. I just told a white lie. I've never seen lie have a color. You have to be truthful about what you have going on. Again, you got to be truthful with yourself. You got to be truthful with the people around you. Most importantly, you have to be truthful about your actions, because that's what matters. If you're doing something with ill intent, be truthful about it. If you're doing something with good intentions, be truthful about it. If you're doing something and you don't know what the flip your intentions are, be truthful about it. You have to be truthful in your actions, because when you are not honest, when you are not consistent, and people see you act in a certain manner, then they don't trust your actions, because they don't feel like your actions are truthful. They don't feel like you're being consistent. They don't feel like you're being honest. And it's not about what anybody told them. It's based on what they see, their own personal perception. I saw you doing this. And that's not something that somebody can go and change for you. It's up to whoever that person is. If it's me, it's up to me to make sure that I'm setting the standard that I want people to go by. It's up to me to set the tone for what I want people to think about me. That's completely up to me. Now, if I want you to think that I'm a bull skate artist, then I'll handle myself in a way so that you'll think I'm a bull skate artist. You understand what I'm saying? I will give you those things to make it, man, she is full of bull. Those are based on my actions, right? So let's go into consistency again, because I need to make sure everybody got this definition, because everybody defines stuff different ways. And some people will still have a different definition for this. But consistency is being the same regardless of the situation. Again, being the same regardless of the situation. It doesn't matter if you had a bad day. You don't just switch up and become helter-skelter because you had a bad day. You're still the same person. You might not be your usual bubbly self, but as far as the person that you are, you're still that same person. So we'll just put that there. Now we're going to go back into honesty. Honesty requires intention and thought. Remember, we talked before and we were talking about lies, and I was talking about how much harder the brain has to work to develop a lie. Because it has to develop the lie. It has to make sure that the lie sounds believable. And then the other part of your brain has to remember the truth and keep the truth from interrupting the lie that's being told. Then you have to put those together, and you got to remember the story that's actually true, and you got to remember the story that's the lie, and you got to remember how to keep those separate. That's a lot of work, right? With honesty, it requires intention and thought. But that thought is a little bit different than having to come up with all these stories when you're lying, because one lie leads to another lie, which leads to another lie, and you just have to keep it going and remember what you lied about, right? The truth doesn't change. You can tell that story over and over again. It doesn't change at all. Doesn't change. With honesty, you have to think about, not just with you, but with other people, how honest are your behaviors? How honest are your actions? How honest are your words with other people? Your story shouldn't change just because you're talking to a different group of people, if it's the truth. You understand what I'm saying? The truth is the truth is the truth. So there's nothing about talking to group A and you giving them this story, you're talking to group B and you giving them a partial story, but you didn't embellish it a little bit. You're talking to group C and the whole story didn't change. The characters have changed. Everything done changed about the story. You're talking to group D and you don't even have a story. Like 4 different groups, 4 different stories. Everything has changed. What are your actions saying about you? Do your actions reflect honesty? If they don't, you need to take a good look at yourself. You need to do a self-evaluation. You need to do a camera check on your darn self and figure out what you have going on. When a person is one of integrity, people can see it. They can visibly see it. Nobody has to come to you and say, hey, hey, Vanessa, hey, are you a person of integrity? If you are a person of integrity, then that thing comes out your pores. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody has to go and say, oh, I think, No. That person of integrity is going to give it to you like it is. It's not going to change. You already know what to expect. So you already know how to handle yourself, or you know how to handle them, because it doesn't change. The game is still the same. Your actions, your words, your decisions, your methods, your outcomes. If you are a person of integrity, you don't have to go and brag about it. It's already, they say it was already understood, doesn't have to be explained. That's the prime example of that. I don't have to come to you saying anything. You know who you are. I know who I am. And I hope that my actions show you who I am if I never say a word to you personally. That's what a person of integrity is. It's almost like, on The Last Dragon, for those of y'all, that's young enough to know about The Last Dragon. When Bruce Leroy finally got that glow. You know what I'm saying? That's what integrity looks like to me. You have that glow. There's a certain aura about you that people can see whether you say anything or not. And a lot of times it's even about the stuff that you don't say that make people acknowledge or even see their aura about you. Because it's not something that man created. It's something, Lord have mercy. Integrity is about being whole, right? Being whole, and that C word again, and consistent. So when you are whole and consistent, when you are a person of integrity, I need y'all to catch this one. Y'all might want to write this down. When you are whole and consistent, when you are a person of integrity, then you realize that there is only one you. And you can't be duplicated. Y'all got that? When you are whole and consistent, when you are a person of integrity, then you understand that there is only one you. There'll never be another one. Never. And you cannot be duplicated. Say you got that glow. I see you, James. You cannot be duplicated. And that's what I need people to understand. When you are a person of integrity, even when you come into contact with people that seem to be really competitive, or they feel like they have to one up you, everything is a challenge for them when it comes to you. If you are a person of integrity, there is no competition. The only person that you are competing with is yourself. Because you don't have time to be consumed with what other people have going on. You don't have time to be consumed about, oh, what did they say about me? Because you don't care. A person of integrity is a person with self-confidence because he or she knows exactly who they are. They don't need any type of approval or kudos from anybody else. Not earthly anyway. So just... when you are a person of integrity, and again, you realize there's only one you, then you are going to be that same you no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what the circumstance is. You don't leave parts of you behind. You are you at all times, even on your worst day. That's that thing about you that never changes. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be situations where people try to get you out of character. You're human. So don't sit here and think that I'm telling you that you're going to be this perfect person at all times. We strive to be a certain way, but to err is human. So I'm not saying that a person of integrity is a perfect person. A person of integrity can let you know that it is difficult to be that person at some times because you may want to react a certain way, but you understand, shoot, you may step out, sometimes, but that person of integrity can come back, acknowledge what they did. They can say, look, I was wrong. I did this. I should have did something different. They could acknowledge it and they correct it and they move on. They're not going to sit here and play this woe is me game and blame it on other people. If you did it, you admit that was your fault, my bad, whatever you need to say, and you keep it pushing. That's what integrity is about. Integrity is also about consciousness and choice. We all know we have the freedom of choice. So what does this look like? Consciousness and choice. What does that look like? When we look at those things, it would look like Y'all might want to catch this. Now, this is the same stuff that I will put out in a leadership class. So for those of you that are trying to promote on your job, that are trying to, improve stuff in your daily life, in the community or whatever, this stuff applies all the way around. It's not just stuff that I'm talking about, just addressing stuff on YouTube or social media or anything like that. So when you look at integrity and what it's about, and you think about consciousness and choice, what does this look like? A person that has integrity. First of all, they understand the true definition of integrity. Integrity is not just about telling the truth. Integrity is not just about being consistent. Integrity is more than that. Integrity is like that. Now, I might lose some of y'all on this. If I do, just overlook it. Integrity is like that fruit. Do you understand? Integrity is like that fruit of the spirit. And though a man that doesn't have that eye, when he sees that fruit of the spirit and what it entails, he's thinking, oh no, these are fruits. No, it's a fruit of the spirit, and it entails all these different things. That's how integrity is. You understand? You got that kindness, you got that patience, that's what integrity is. You have to have all these things. Like, you can't have one without the other. It's like a piece of pie that's cut in different ways, but it's still one pie. It may have 8 slices, but it's one pie. I'm hope y'all not losing me, or I'm not losing y'all on this. I hope you get what I'm saying. So you can't just have truth. You can't just have consistency. You can't just have honesty. You can't just have leadership. Like, you can't just have one without the other. You have to bring all these things together. And that is what integrity is made of. That's what it looks like. The next thing, you have to intentionally, right? You have to intentionally, I want to make sure I put that up there, intentionally reflect on what to say, how to behave, and how to make decisions in a way that is reflexive of your values and beliefs. You have to be intentional about it. You can't just go throwing it out there. It has to be intentional. You have to make a concerted effort to make sure that you are speaking the way that you really mean to speak, in a way that is representative, that truly represents who you are and who you're claiming to be. You have to make sure that every move that you make, your behavior, is a true reflection. So you have to put thought in that. That's why those two things, consciousness, you have to be conscious. You have to be aware, fully aware. If you're unconscious, you're not fully aware. So you have to be conscious. You got to come out that coma. You understand? You have to be fully conscious about what you say, what you do, and if your decisions are a true representation of who you are. Are they decisions that will be made by a person that says that they have integrity? They're a person of integrity. Those things, you have to keep those in mind. The next one, you need to be the same authentic. And that's my favorite word. You have to be authentically you. You have to be the same authentic person regardless of the situation. People recognize you as the same person no matter what environment you're in. Example, I see one of my clients in Walmart. I need to be that same person that I am on the phone when we're having a session. I see one of my clients and I'm out with my friends. I need to be that same person that I am whenever we just had this session over here. If wherever I see you, whatever the situation is, people need to recognize you. And I don't mean recognize you by physical features. They need to be able to recognize you by your actions. You should still be that same person. Even when you're mad, you should be that same person. Even when you're sad, you should be that same person when you're walking in integrity. Next thing, you recognize the impact that your actions and your words have on others. Some people call it, instead of being person-centered or self-centered, you're other-centered, because you are cognizant of how what you do affects others. You're cognizant of the fact that what you do can affect others. You don't overlook that. Some people tend to overlook that, like their actions don't affect other people, right? Trying to see if I'm gonna go with this one, because I kind of went over this already. When you act in a manner that goes against what other people would consider to be integrity, you need to make sure that you stop. Whatever the action is, you need to stop. You need to be willing to acknowledge what you did. Take responsibility for that. Again, take responsibility. I'm just saying. Acknowledge, take responsibility. Correct it. And then correct your direction. Because if it got you out of character or having you doing something that isn't reflecting that integrity, then you're clearly going in the wrong direction, and you need to redirect that GPS so that you're going in the right direction. And doing this, you have to be a person with humility. You know, stay humble. You have to be authentic. And again, you have to be other-centeredness. Willingness to think about other people, not just yourself. One of the big things that people overlook and what people really need to do, we can get to a certain place where we feel like we know it all. It doesn't matter how much education you have. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter how many letters you have behind your name. It doesn't matter what your credentials are. It doesn't matter how many certifications that you have. In order to be a person of integrity is focused on improving their development. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to focus on constantly improving your development. So you're always looking for ways to improve yourself. You're always looking for ways to further develop your character in a positive way, whether it's reading some things, going on the internet, searching for stuff, you're getting coaching, maybe you're getting counseling, maybe you're taking courses online or just whatever, but you are constantly looking for ways to improve yourself. Not because somebody said that you needed to do it, but because you know that as a person of integrity and a person that's confident in yourself, you know that there's no point in life where you know everything. Once you know everything, there's no point in you being here. So you're in a constant search. You're in a constant search of things that will help you not just be a person of integrity, but just to be a better person, period. So you're always on that journey for better. This one is major right here. Oh my. And you don't see it too much in these YouTube streets. A person of integrity. I'm not going to say they should. Hey, real world. I'm not going to say they should. I'm not going to say they might. They must. They must encourage others to be on the same journey. You don't say that you are a person of integrity or expect people to believe that you are a person of integrity when you're not encouraging other people to be the same way. You're not encouraging them to be like you in everything that you are. But when you see people slipping and you see that there's some things like, okay, maybe I can talk to them, coach them a little bit. You don't have to be a professional life coach for that, but you're always encouraging people to do better. You're always encouraging people to improve. And you're not doing it in a way, oh, you need to do that. No, it's not like that. It's those, you see something like you help that person recognize the great in them. You're being selfless, not selfish. You're always inviting people on this journey with you because you know how good this journey feels. You know what all comes along with this journey. With integrity comes blessings. beyond any human understanding. You understand that and you want to share that with other people. If you're that person, I'm just saying. A person of integrity. Now we're going to look at some other stuff. And I'm going to try to keep this short. A person of integrity. These are just some things that I just want to make clear. Okay? If you are a person of integrity, then you cannot allow yourself to be compromised. And I'm not talking about being compromised by some old team that somebody made up or because you're taking sides on this. You cannot allow yourself to be compromised, meaning that you cannot allow anybody or anything compromise who you are. You cannot allow anybody or anything change who you are. You cannot allow anybody or anything make you do something that you don't go along with. You cannot allow someone to make you step out of character. You cannot. You got to say what you mean and mean what you say and stand on it. Either they like it or they don't. In the end, they'll be okay. And you'll be okay. But never compromise on that. Some things you cannot compromise on. If you're that person of integrity, and you say what you mean and you mean what you say, you don't go around second guessing yourself. You don't go around second guessing your decisions. You don't go around second guessing the choices that you made. You don't do that because you did what you stood for in the beginning. The only time that you find yourself questioning what you did is if you did something where it went outside of what you're supposed to be. And maybe you're questioning, maybe you should have handled something differently. But as far as your beliefs and your values, you don't second guess yourself. If this is what you believe, then this is what you believe. Period. Point blank. No compromise on that. You know what you know. Every man should know to put God first when he take on a wife. Okay, James, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to go back up. That is absolutely right. The fruit must have it all together. That's right. It come in one big package. All right. For every choice, there's consequences. We need to choose wisely and take accountability. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sure this message goes viral on thousands here. This excellent message. Vanessa, unfortunately, it will not go viral because this isn't what the average person wants to hear. And that's the sad part. But I'm a firm believer, and I've always been taught if you can reach one, just one, then you've done your job. Everybody else, they do what they do. But if you can reach one, you've done your job. And that one may be the one that go and spread whatever needs to be spread. Sometimes it's better to have a smaller room full of people because you can reach them personally versus having this generic crowd and you don't really know who you're dealing with and you're having to speak generically and not really address the stuff that you need to address. So hopefully the word will get out. But if it don't, we're going to keep on pushing. We're going to keep on pushing. For those of you that are working on developing and preserving your own integrity, again, y'all might not be note takers. I'm a note taker. If it's something that you're doing or you're wanting to improve, you might want to jot some of these things down. Okay. When you're working on developing and preserving, maintaining your own integrity, one of the first things that you need to do, if you haven't already, one of the first things that you need to do is define your values. And when I say that, I mean, what do you stand for? Do you stand for anything? You have to know what you stand for. Nobody can tell you that. Don't let anybody tell you what your values are. Only you know what your values are. So you have to figure out, what do you stand for? What is it that you are just not willing to compromise on? That's how you start determining what your values are. You have to know what your values are, because if you don't know, then other people are going to define them for you, and you will be following their values. And that's not anything that's going to be effective for you. That's not conducive for your situation. That's conducive for their situation. You're going to do what they want you to do because you're following their values. And then you wake up one day trying to figure out, why are you doing what you're doing? Because it's not something that you believe in. Your values are about what you believe in. What's important to you? The second thing, and I can tell you, I've had, there's a guy that I dealt with a long time ago. He used to get mad when he asked me a question and I would pause before answering the question. It irritated the mess out of him. I pause before I answer the question because I want to make sure, number one, that I process that question correctly, but I want to make sure that I'm intentional in my answer. So the second one is, analyze every choice you make, not some. Analyze every choice that you make. And one of those things, when you're analyzing your choice, consider this. If you're going to make a choice to do something, and whatever that choice is, whatever it is, let's say that choice that you made with your government name and everything is going to be published on the front of a national or international newspaper. Would you be proud of whatever that choice was that you made? Or is it a choice that you would want to hide and only let certain people know about? If that makes sense. Would you be proud of other people, of everybody knowing what your choice is? Because if it's not something that you're proud of, then it's probably something that you don't need to do. Just saying. If it's a choice where you feel like you're going to have to constantly go back and explain the what's, the whens, and the whys, then you might need to analyze whatever it is that you're thinking about. Yeah, I'm rocking this Carolina stuff. I see you. Whatever it is that you're thinking about, you have to make sure that you truly think about it. People don't like you taking up all that time to really think about the answer to your question. But you really need to take a quick second and you need to weigh the pros and the cons. Again, I go back to that cognitive behavioral model, looking at those ABCs. Whatever happened, you have to think about how your behavior, how your thoughts are going to affect your behavior. And you have to think about what that outcome is going to be before you make that decision. If not, you're going to find yourself making decisions and you're going to be pissed off about the outcome because you didn't get the outcome that you wanted, because you failed to take a few seconds and really think about your choices before you responded. And we see a lot of that on YouTube. People go and they just react. They don't think. They just react. And when you just react like that without any thought behind it, those are the times when you're going to find yourself either having to constantly come back and apologize, or you're going to find yourself constantly lying to get out of a situation. And we see a lot of that. If you have to constantly lie to get out of a situation, then whatever you're doing is not working. If you find yourself constantly having to apologize because of your actions, then whatever you're doing, it's not working. And we know what they say insanity is. doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. Well, if that's insanity, then we got a lot of insane people running these streets. So if you take a few seconds and really think things through, no, you don't have to sit there and draw out a map and brainstorm and do all that stuff. Just a few seconds. And play the what if game in your head. That helps a lot in building your decision-making skills, because it is a skill. Don't let anybody fool you on it. It's an actual skill. Decision-making is a skill. Some people are better than others. You have to see wherever you fall. And if you see that there is a gap or a lapse, there, then that's the time when you need to go and get those help books, or go and talk to somebody and see where your weaknesses are and build on that. Get it to the point where it's not a weakness anymore. Just saying. Again, going back, the third one is encourage integrity. Talked about this already. But people with integrity, and I want y'all to catch what I'm saying with this, because certain things you should be able to see yourself in this. People with integrity tend to have similar characteristics. This kind of lets people know who they should deal with and who they shouldn't deal with, just based off those characteristics. So people with integrity seem to have, and these are some of those characteristics, they seem to be more humble, and people don't like that. People want them to come out with that rah, 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 rah. That's not them. They tend to be more humble in what they're doing, what they say. These people have a strong sense of self, meaning that you cannot tell them who they are. They don't need you to tell them who they are. They are in tune with who they are. They practice mindfulness. And it's very important. They practice mindfulness. They are fully aware of who they are. They are fully aware of what is going on around them. They don't have to go and ask somebody about what's going on. They are fully aware because they practice mindfulness. Okay? This person also he or she seems to have high self-esteem, and they are very self-confident. Again, when you know who you are. Remember, I told you a person of integrity knows that there is only one you, right? So when there's only one you, you don't have to worry about anybody else. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody else, because you realize in life there is no competition. Your only competition is you competing with self. So you can walk in a confident way. You can have high self-esteem because you know who you are and whose you are. And you don't need anybody to explain anything to you for that. It doesn't matter what they say about you at that point. They can call you a dog, they can call you a cat, they can call you a frog. Those things don't faze you because you know who you are. And there's nothing that anybody can say, positive or negative, that's going to change what you know about yourself. When you walk in that integrity, when you walk in that light. There's a light with this thing. I told you that glow. There's a light to all this. There's a method to it, right? So you have that person that's self-confident. You have that person that has high self-esteem. They have a strong sense of self. They practice mindfulness. And this person stands on what they say, regardless of what you have to say. If they said it, then they must have meant it. That's that person. Building these characteristics, just those, the self-esteem, the self-confidence, just those things within yourself will give you the strength and the courage to do the right thing when you need to. Because you're not second guessing yourself. You're taking the time to actually think about what you're going to do before you do it, whether it's responding verbally or doing something physically or actually participating in an act. You take the time to think. You take the time to Observe your surroundings, observe the situation, analyze the situation so that you will make the proper decisions and you don't have to worry about anybody questioning you, not anybody that matters anyway, because the people that matter, they understand exactly what you're doing. Anybody else, you don't owe them an explanation. Some things that they don't understand, it's not for them to understand. They're not there yet. Everybody's not in the same place on their journey. Everybody's in different places. And you can't get mad or can't get upset that even though you may reach out to a person and work with them, talk to them, it's really, you shouldn't be disappointed in that person when you see that you guys are not in the same place. You didn't start this race at the same time. You didn't start this journey at the same time. So it's going to be, you know, you over here, I'm over here. You got gaps in between because it wasn't meant for you to be in the same place. Other ways to improve yourself. And I'm going to bring this thing home and wrap it up. Y'all quiet in the chat. If y'all enjoying it, give me some thumbs up or something. If you're not, give me the thumbs down and I will shut the flip up. Just let me know. Let me know. Other ways that you can improve yourself on this journey. Really practice being assertive. You know? And notice I said assertive, not aggressive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Practice being assertive. When I say assertive, I mean, say what you mean and mean what you say. You don't have to be combative about it. But if you say something, if you do something, if you want something, then make it clear. Be clear. Be concise about what you want. Nobody should have to wonder what you want to do, what you're trying to say. Be assertive. Stand in it. Whatever it is, stand in it. Practice being more assertive, because when you have that assertion, then it keeps people from backing you down. People back people down that they think they can back down. They can tell that you're not really sure about what you're doing. They can tell if you have some reservations about it. So they tend to keep pushing. And if you're not assertive, then you'll have somebody else change your thinking. Then you can easily be compromised, right? So you have to have some level of assertion. Again, not aggression, even though there are times where aggression may be warranted. Don't get me wrong. But on a daily, you need to make sure that you're practicing assertiveness. That's something that everybody needs to have a piece of, a major piece. Yes, there are going to be times when you're aggressive. There's going to be times when you're passive aggressive. Yes, these things are going to happen. But on a day-to-day basis, you need to at least strive to be assertive. The next thing, avoid white lies. I touched on this before. Avoid white lies. A lie is a lie is a lie is a lie. Period. It's just like on my job. If I'm having groups with people and they start trying to point out, well, this person did this and this person did that, I only did this, I have to quickly bring them back and remind them that regardless of what this person did and what this person did right now, y'all sitting here looking like twins. Okay? Literally, you look like twins. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what got you to that point. When you're in this situation, everybody's the same. There is no big, no small, no. Everybody's on the same playing field, right? Everybody's on the same playing field. So when you say, oh, well, I just told a little lie. I don't know who puts the weight on the lies. I don't know if there's a lie scale. I don't know if it's 1 gram of a lie, like a pound of lies. I don't know. I don't know who came up with that. But a lie is a lie is a lie is a lie. And all it takes is for you to lie to a person one time. And y'all know it's true. You lie to a person one time and they know that you lied to them. One lie can erase all truths. If you don't remember nothing else I said, remember that. One lie can erase all truths. That one lie can mess you up for life. Not that it makes your life a living hell, but it makes it difficult for people, even if they want to believe you. It makes it difficult for them to believe you. Because that trust is a powerful thing. Next thing. Again, we already talked about it, but I have it on the list. Take responsibility for your actions. I mean, that's it. If you did it, you did it. You know? It is what it is. That's it. And you need to be assertive in that too. When you're taking responsibility for your actions. See, the whole goal of this thing is for you to be able to communicate as an adult. You need to be able to communicate effectively as an adult so that problems can get solved. So that whatever the situation is, you can have some type of resolve. But if you're not communicating assertively, if you're not communicating in an adult type way, then you'll never get anything accomplished. And doing this in an adult type way does not mean that you're being aggressive. It just means that you're working intentionally to get the things accomplished that you're trying to get accomplished. You set out to do a certain thing and you realize that you have to act, behave, speak, whatever in a certain manner to get those things, hey Lavelle, to get those things accomplished. And I'm hoping that makes sense. Oh man, this one is big. The next one. Listen. The next one seems small, but it's major. Keep your word. That's it. If he said you're gonna do it, do it. Girly girl, hey, how you doing? If you say that you're not a liar, then don't be a liar. If you say that you're not a cheater, then don't cheat. If you say that you don't steal, it's simple. Don't steal. If you say that you don't kill, hey, don't do it. But you better remember that when you see little roaches and grasshoppers and all kind of stuff walking by, you don't kill. Remember that. But keep your word. Don't make promises that you cannot keep. Kim Tucker, yes. And I will not put the school on here for people to be trying to contact yes. Don't keep promises that you cannot or that you do not intend to keep. Let me be clear on that, because sometimes it's not that you can't keep it, you refuse to keep it. So don't make promises that you cannot or that you don't intend on keeping. Keep it real. If you're not going to do it, just say, yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know if I can do that. Now, I'll try. That's all I can give you. Hey, Kristen, how you doing? I'll try. And I respect that more than anything because you're being honest. Hey, now you let me know what I'm working with. I can respect that. And that's also showing responsibility or taking responsibility because you were truthful from the beginning. Look, I'm trying. That's the best I can give you now. Hey, I'm a work in progress. He ain't through with me yet. You know, you just keep it real. Keep it real. I know I went to some classes for human resources, but it didn't interest me. But just listen to you and make me want to go back. Kim, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Like I said, this right here is actually part of what I teach in a leadership class. So it's just a little, well, it's not a small piece, but it's just a piece of that. And if you're in human resources, come on now. Yeah. That should be something that every human resource department, whatever the agency is, they definitely need to be focusing on leadership. for the higher ups and for the people that are trying to become the higher ups. I just need to throw that in there real quick. This next one, I said it before, but I need to make sure that I say it again. Stay humble. For the people in the back, stay humble. Stay humble, okay? Yeah. Stay humble, down to earth. Don't look for approval from other people. And when you get a chance, and boy, this is hard right here. Oh my goodness, it's hard, especially in these social media streets, y'all. But I need to give you this one, and I'm going to challenge y'all on this one. Try, if ever possible, to allow people to save face. That's crucial, ain't it? Now, you got some times where you just gonna have to lay stuff out like it is. But there are some times when you can allow people to save face. Yeah, you know they full of bull. You know they got Bouffale written all over their forehead. Bam, right there. Give them an opportunity to save face. See if they do the right thing, you know? And that's probably the hardest out of all of them. It's probably the hardest out of all of them. So let me go back over that one. Stay humble. Stay down to earth. Don't look to other people for approval. And try, if, I don't want to say when possible, I'm going to say if possible, to allow people to save face. And for those that don't understand what I'm saying, even though you know a person is dead wrong, even though you know they are telling a bald-faced lie, right, Lavelle? Right. Give people a chance to save face. They may not appreciate it, but the people that are watching you, they appreciate it because they understand you just let that person live. So if ever you hear me say, I'm trying to let you live, that is my way of allowing a person to save face. And I shouldn't have even said that because now, oh, we know what she's doing now. But yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I'm trying to let you live. I'm trying to give you a chance. Leave it alone. You got me? That's what that is. There have been and will continue to be several opportunities where, you know, people can go off and really put you on Front Street about stuff that they may know, stuff that you have done, stuff that they have witnessed. Give people a chance. And my purpose is not to make you feel better with saving face. I want you to do the right thing. I want to give you an opportunity to do the right thing. I want you to prove me wrong and show me that you can do the right thing. That's the purpose of allowing people or giving people the opportunity to save face. Now, if they are a person that has any ounce of integrity, then they will take that opportunity to do what I spoke about earlier and take responsibility for their actions. They will go and acknowledge what they did. They'll stand in it. Yeah, I did that. If there are any apologies needed, those apologies will take place if they are that type of person. And what they'll do is, instead of dwelling on something, instead of being vengeful, instead of being just feeling like they got to keep going on and carrying grudges and all that stuff, no, they'll put that stuff to the side. And once you apologize, once you say what you have to say, then you leave it alone and you move forward. You redirect. You get yourself back on the right path. You refocus. You go and refocus that lens so that you're back to where you need to be. And the picture that you intended from the beginning, you have that picture in focus. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not distorted. There's no distortion in that picture. You're seeing exactly what you are supposed to see because you're doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing. It's simple. It's real simple. So I'm not going to keep you guys on here. I just wanted to touch on that really quick. If you guys have any questions for me, I'll answer some questions. Or if you got some comments that you want to make, I'll read through your comments. And then I'll get on up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I will do that. I won't keep you on here all afternoon, all evening, or whatever. And people got to eat. And some of you probably eating right now. But if you have any questions, any comments, or if you have anything that you would want me to address on here, because what I'm actually doing, you're welcome, Vanessa. What I'm doing is doing what I'm telling you or advising you to do, and that's redirecting, refocusing on the reason that I came into this thing from the very beginning. My purpose wasn't to be on here for one person. It wasn't for me to have to go back and forth with people about stuff. It wasn't for me to have to go and tell people I got this or this, like putting my credentials out there. It doesn't matter. That stuff is like irrelevant as flip. You know what I'm saying? Flip. My purpose is to help people. My purpose is to just encourage people, empower people. And whenever you allow yourself to get sidetracked, and that's why I wanted to make sure that I put this out here, because I'm not just giving this information to you. It's a reminder for me. Because when you get caught up in this stuff, especially on these social media streets or in these social media streets, it's easy for you to lose focus. Or let me not say lose focus, but it's easy for you to allow someone or something to cause your picture to be a little bit distorted. Do you understand? Like you see it, but it's not as clear as it is supposed to be, because you're allowing all these other factors to cause unnecessary distortions. So the focus is going to change. So I've been trying to do it gradually, but as we go on, this is pretty much what we're going to be dealing with. So hopefully you guys are getting something out of it. Hopefully. And the thing is, with all these things that we've been talking about, the manipulation, different types of manipulation, we talked about different personality disorders. We talked about different issues with mental health and things of that nature. I'm hoping that it will help build something or spark something, like the person here was saying they worked in human resources, or they were doing some stuff with human resources. I hope it sparks something for you on the inside that pushes you to do more, that pushes you to be better. Not saying that you're not good now, not saying that you're not great, not saying that you're not awesome, but we can always be better. And my thing is getting people to remember that you can always be better. You understand? We have people throwing around, and I'll say it, we have people throwing around and think, oh, well, I'm a doctor. So what? Okay, even you understand what I'm saying? Okay, you took the time to go and get a little more book knowledge. That's what that is. You took the time to do that. But just because you have this, that doesn't mean that you know it all. That doesn't mean that you stop searching. That doesn't mean that you stop learning. That's just not what it is. You have mastered that skill, that craft, that thing that you studied. But there are so many other things out here in the world that we don't know about. So we should always be searching for more. We should always be looking for answers. We should always be thinking of questions, that y'all don't get me started. Like this thing, it's not about accolades. It absolutely is not. It is not. Because you can take that person that has this degree or has 5 degrees, and you put them up against that person that has life experience, and that life experience person that has hands-on experience will run circles around that person that's sitting on those 5 degrees but they never experienced life. I hope that makes sense. So whenever people start talking about that stuff, and that's why you'll see me kind of doing a little smirk, or it may seem like I'm getting snappy because people bring that up. I do that because I need you to realize that may be important to you. It's not important to me. That makes sure that I can lock in particular positions that I want. You understand? That helped me with my family because I wanted to make sure somebody in my family had a doctorate. I wanted somebody, whether it was a medical doctor, whatever type of doctor, I wanted to make sure that somebody in my family could have that. And that motivated other people to do the same thing. So it doesn't have anything to do with how smart somebody is. I did all right in school, don't get me wrong. But you don't have to be at the top of your class. You don't even have to be in the middle of your class to advance your education and move forward. That's what people want you to believe. That is not true. So you do whatever you need to do. If you see something that you want to go for, you need to go for it. And even in this conversation that we had today, when I say that you need to practice mindfulness and that you should be self-aware, you should be self-confident, that self-esteem, you have to be in that place where you know what you know. Meaning that, and this is my philosophy, if I tell you that I'm going to do it, if I say let's get together and do A, B, and C, if I say I'm going to do it, you might as well count that one because it's a done deal. And there's not a friend, a family member, an enemy, there's not a devil in hell that's going to stop me from doing what I tell you I'm going to do. Because if I said it, then I meant what I said. And I'm hoping that everybody gets in that place, because whenever you're trying to move forward in life, whenever you're trying to do like better yourself, improve yourself, you will always have those negative Neds and negative Nancys telling you what you can't do. Remember that. Oh, I already tried that. That ain't gonna work. No, brother, it didn't work for you. What does that have to do with me? We on two different paths. Remember that journey? We on two different journeys. And understand that once you start getting those people coming towards you, then you are doing something right. Because the only time people really want to come at you with that is when they see you doing something that they haven't been able to do successfully. So you're doing something right. Don't let anybody come and tell you that you are not able to do something. It's just like this YouTube stuff. Somebody make this stuff, hey, Miss Wanda, make it, hey, Michelle, like make it look like it's all complicated and glamorous or whatever. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start it. As a matter of fact, you already got one. The fact that your name pops up on the screen, you have a YouTube channel. Okay, so now what you going to do with it? But people will sit here, oh, well, let me put you in this training and pay me. Don't get me wrong. Now, I'm a coach. I like getting my money now. Don't get me wrong. But I also acknowledge the fact that if you really want to get some stuff done, listen, I told somebody the other day, I go to YouTube University. I don't care about no certificates on that wall. I go to YouTube University, okay? Like literally. And whenever I want to find out something, like y'all know YouTube, you like literally has classes and stuff. I go to YouTube University. Now I need my student ID. That's what I need. Because I done took too many classes. I need my student ID and I need my credits. Darn it. But if you have something, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off, but like this stuff right here is like literally my passion. If you have something that you're good at doing, even if it's a hobby, like take that and do something with it. Because when it comes to careers and stuff, like people don't understand. If your job feels like a job, then it's a job, right? If your job feels like a job, then it's a job, period. When you step into a career and you're doing something that you love, you never feel like you went to work. You got me? because you're doing something that you love to do. You are doing something that you chose to do. And not only will you do it, you will excel at it because that's your thing. That's your niche. And for the people that know me outside of YouTube, then you know exactly why I use that word. That is your niche. So when I am coaching people, hey, Pico, too many YouTubers already, half of them dumber than a box of rocks. Oh, Lord. I can't even comment on that, Lord. Y'all know. But I am a firm, I am a firm believer. Like, if you don't like the way that the message is being put out or the messages that are being put out, then put the message out yourself. Like, I believe that wholeheartedly. But there are so many different things. And the thing is with YouTube, it's almost like you get to the point where people feel like YouTubers are almost like celebrities, like I'm watching it. And I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you start following people like they're this, and it's the same. We're all the same. We just know how to turn on our phone. We know how to operate our cameras. We know how to turn on our computers and operate a camera on there. Go and get StreamYard or Streamlive or whatever you want to get and set up a live stream and keep it pushing. You know? That's right, everyday people. Just like, who was that? Who sung Everyday People? I can't even think of the name of the group right now. Can't even think of the name of the group. But that's just what it is. So hopefully this discussion today encouraged somebody. Hopefully it gave you a little push. You know, maybe you've been thinking about doing something and you've been putting it on hold. Arrested Development, thank you so much. Maybe it pushed you to, you know, do something else. You started something, didn't finish it, just had it sitting there. Y'all, I'm sorry. You might not agree with this, just my thought. God blessed us with this quarantine season right now. And I'm not talking about the deaths that have come with it, the stuff that has come with it. But as far as us having a moment to self-reflect, as far as us having a moment to get closer to ourselves, get closer to our families, get closer to our friends, we have a chance right now on whoever you work for is time to go take classes, go experiment on some stuff. Maybe you had, you know, you wanted to go and do a little online class or just do something like really quick, but you didn't have the time because you're trying to juggle work, you're trying to juggle home, you're trying to juggle all those things. Well, now you got a few extra minutes. So if this class that's usually like 4 weeks and it's like let's say it's just like an adult learning class, right? So you can literally, it's self-paced. So as long as you got a few minutes, like a couple days, you can do this 4-week class in like a week. Like, take advantage of that stuff. Take advantage of the stuff that schools are doing right now. Some schools that are hard to get into are actually, I'm sorry, they're actually like lessening their criteria for people to get in because their numbers are down. They're not meeting the quota for their schools right now because of this stuff. So take advantage of every opportunity, their enrollment. Thank you. Take advantage of every opportunity that you have right now that's actually coming along with this quarantine. Like, don't let this time that you have be in vain. You see what I'm saying? So whatever it is, come up with another way to generate another stream of income. Come up with ways for your kids to generate income if you need to, but like, don't let this time be in vain. And if you're walking in that integrity that we've been talking about for this last hour, a little over an hour, then you can make it happen. Once you write down those goals and what you are going to do, not what you plan to do. Let me make sure I'm clear on that. When you write down those goals and you state specifically what you are going to do, and you put those things in motion, you have no other choice. If you're not a person, or you don't consider yourself to be a person of integrity, you have no choice but to start veering toward that direction. Because when you take the effort into doing something for you, not for somebody else, for you, like you're taking the initiative to improve yourself because you want to, you have no choice but to start veering in that direction, because it just comes along with it. It makes you appreciate things more. It makes you appreciate other people and what they have going on more, because you understand that whatever they did, you understand the work that they had to put into it. It may not make sense, but it makes all the sense. So that's what it is. So if you guys don't have any questions for me, then I am going to roll up out of here. Let's see. The rat race has slowed down. I've been selling face masks. Gospel Glam, I'm still waiting on you to get me something for sensitive skin. Now, I got sensitive skin and I got eczema. I need something. I need something that's real sensitive. This is the type of line that should go viral. Millions of people need to hear this. Thank you, Lavelle. Funny you say this. I was just telling a coworker of mine almost the same thing. Miss Wanda, now's the time. Now is the time. We have nothing but time, y'all. We literally can't go anywhere but like to the grocery store and back. So like now is the time for real. If you got a school that offers free classes, and a lot of them are offering free classes right now, take the darn class. You see what I'm saying? You offering it free. Give me the class. Give me the class. And give me my certificate or my transcript or both, so I can go and put this on my application or on my resume or my resume. That's what I call a resume. On my resume, saying that I went and took this class. Just like that. Just like that. But take advantage of it. It doesn't matter if, if it's a pristine school, if it's, at the top of the list of schools. When you're getting that job, they just need to know that you got it. Okay? It's certain things. I just need to know that you are familiar with the skill, that you understand what it is. So why not take advantage of it? There is a website that I could put you guys onto. I cannot think of the name of it right now. I have to go and see if they are doing completely free classes, but they do have a lot of courses and stuff that you could take for like $45, $60. You might be able to take 2 or 3 courses for $60. God, what is the name of it? I'll come back and drop it in the description on this page, but they have different things like if you want to get like just take a quick life coach course, event management, event planning, Spanish. What is the name of that darn thing? Hold up one second. I want to tell you it's expert rating, but let me make sure. Let me make sure. I'll still make sure that I go back and put the information in the description area. And I also have some free courses that I'm offering. And one that I want to make sure I tell y'all about is anger management. People don't feel like they need it. Hey, what perfect time than right now to address any anger issues that you have while you got time to yourself. That's another, my keyboard dead. Um, I have it, but I want to make sure I give you guys a code. So when I post it, I'll post it with the code. But some of the things that you can take on here, they have a personal trainer certification, life coach certification, Six Sigma green belt, yoga certification, sports nutrition, Six Sigma black belt, weight management, project management certification, makeup artist certification, babysitting certification, strength and conditioning, Pilates, group fitness trainer, senior fitness certification, time management, lean management, healthy eating for weight loss, master trainer certification, first aid certification, which I will advise you take that in person. But they do have first aid certification, business analyst, health coach, total quality management, mediation instructor, medical billing, aerobics, virtual assistant certification. The list goes on and on. Administrative assistant, SEO certification, medical coding, stress management, social media marketing for business, human resource certification. It's just a lot of stuff that is available there. So I'll come back and I'll put it inside the description, and I'll give you the code unless you just want to go straight through and sign up for the classes, but I can give you a code for a discount for those classes. Also, one of the things that I do with the people that I work with, for those that don't know, I can say this because people have been looking up my stuff anyway. I was an education specialist for years, so I helped set up apprenticeship programs and different programs for my clients to get different types of certifications. So one of the places where I found like free classes and all that kind of stuff was OSHA. So you can go on the OSHA website and you can get little quick certifications and stuff like that on the OSHA website. Let me see if I can pull that up. If you don't know what OSHA is, it's Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Getting these types of certifications can help you if you're trying to, work in federal employment, or not just federal. It could be private. But these certifications matter, and they have free courses. So let me make sure they still have these things listed up here. Now, this is going to sound crazy, right? I'm giving y'all a little bit of me right now. So I was certifying guys in 10 and 30-hour OSHA courses for them to have that certification. So on this particular thing, they actually now have training grants. So you can, let me see if they have this on here for you to do it online. Shoot. Due to routine maintenance on the OSHA website, some pages may be temporarily unavailable. Okay. All right. So there are some things on this website. If you see eTools on there, and then you have a list of different trainings that are web-based on there. So for let me try to pull one up. So the courses that they have, you have to like go through the material or whatever. You take a online test, and they give you a certification online. Digital assistance. Where is it? Anyway, you can go to the website. It's OSHA.gov. And OSHA is, this stuff falls under the, that I'm looking at falls under the United States Department of Labor. And they have a program for emergency management. That's what I was looking for. And people that have certifications in that right now, those people are like desperately needed, especially during this pandemic. Where is it? If this is something you're interested in, just let me know in the chat. Like, give me some thumbs up or something, and I would do something like just on some online resources and stuff that people can have access to take free classes, and even if they're not free, to get like discounted certifications and take those classes, especially right now. And those classes are self-paced. So when I say self-paced, that means you don't have to sit in the classroom and start on April the 20th and be there until like May the 20th. No, you can start right at that particular time and go at your own pace, turn that stuff in. And once they check it and do whatever they need to do, then you get that certification, and it's delivered to you on site, online, in a PDF, and you print it off and you have that certification. But this is one of the places where you can go and take some classes. Lord, I want to give y'all so much information. I don't have time. I don't even have time right now to go over the stuff that I want to go over, because that's not what I planned on doing today. But I saw one person. Okay, I see two. How are these side chicks and side dudes making it out on these perilous times? Just a concern about Pico is crazy. Wait a minute. I see Dylan up here. Hold up. And I see Ladder. Hold up. I'm from Dylan, and my niece and nephew are from Ladder. I mentioned you, and they said they know you, and they were friends with your brother. They talked highly about your family. Nicole, hey. Yeah, I am from Ladder, Dillon County. Yeah. So welcome from the PD area. Welcome. But yeah, this is something to check out. That's my family. That's my family. Yeah. I definitely know Felicia and Sean. I absolutely do. So tell them I said, hey, hit me up on Facebook. But yeah, check this out, and I'll give you guys some more information. I saw like 2 or 3 people say that they were interested. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kim Tucker, yes, Ed2Go is good. Ed2Go is good. There are also some courses available on Blackboard course sites. That's another option. I saw one person say that they were interested in anger management. If that's something that people are actually interested in during this time, because people need something to do, I would gladly offer that, because I think a lot of people on YouTube, I think a lot of people on YouTube can use that class. And y'all hold on for 1 second. So since we're talking about resources right now, I'll put this information up real quick. So this particular class, the information in the class has been provided by SAMHSA. And the thing is, even though it has stuff up here about substance abuse, because a lot of anger tends to come along with substance abuse, it's just a regular thing on anger management. So if this is my book actually. But this is one of the participant manuals. So if this is something that you think that you would be interested in doing, and we go into what I was talking about with the assertiveness and the aggressive behavior and passive aggressive and just different things of that nature, learning how to manage your anger. Yeah, let me know. I have this is one of the things I offer with my coaching stuff, but I'm more than willing at this point because people need something to do to actually occupy their time and like grow during this time. So this is something that I would be willing to do pro bono for my YouTube folks if I have enough people. So as you can see, box full of manuals. I wouldn't be able to give you the paper copy, but I can provide you with a digital copy for you to work on yourself because it's actually like assignments and stuff in there for that. So whatever. Y'all see my coach and teacher, everything just came out just that quick. So anyway, I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you got something out of this. If you did get something out of it, or you feel like you know somebody that can get something out of it, please share. And if you haven't already, a lot of people have dropped out, so the likes are higher than the number of people in here. But if you haven't liked the video already, please like the video. Don't forget to share. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for whoever just clicked that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And again, if there are some topics that you would like more information on, or that you want me to touch on, just let me know. Just let me know. And if I don't have all the information that I need to have on it, then I will surely go and do my research so that I can present it so that it would be of use to you. I'll make sure I present it in the most effective way possible. So, Nicole, I need to know who you are since you're in the area. Make sure. I need to link up with you. Love it. This was great and very helpful. Thank you, Gospel Glam. All right, you guys. So I appreciate you. And like I always say, I love you guys in real life. I may be putting this stuff out here for you, but it's therapeutic for me as well. Can you make sure you put the link in there? I sure will. Gospel Glam, I can tell you that the website is called Expert Rating. Pico said, where you going so fast? I done been on here for like an hour and a half. I'm trying to cut my videos down. The website is Expert Rating, and I forgot to put it up. The website is Expert Rating. But like I said, I can give you a link because I am actually a partner with the company. Let me see if I can pull it back up. Okay. This is the, hold up, make sure I don't have nothing up here that I don't need to have. Number is that? Hold on, let me close some of this stuff out. Okay. So this is the website. You see it up top, expertrating.com. some of the certifications and courseware, and you can see some of the prices here. So you see what I was telling you with those are some of the courses. I got my face all up in it. Those are some of the courses, and you see the prices on the side. This is just fitness right here. You see healthcare, management, quality improvement, office skills. So it's just a lot of things that you can do. And depending on what kind of class it is, you see some of the prices change. Like the advanced makeup artist certification, you see that course is actually $300 versus it being $69 or $99. Master life coach certification, you see that class is $149. And let me say, if anybody's interested in being a life coach, I do provide life coach training. So, but you might be better off doing that one because it's cheaper than mine. Let me just say that. But my classes are developed for you to take it a step further. So anyway, you have all these programs up here. You see the computer courses. Hold up. Business administration. Childcare and parenting, computer applications. Those of you that aren't familiar with the computer, I'm just trying to get this close enough so you can see it. Microsoft Access, Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint. You have different courses. So if you need to put on your resume, you have jobs that are requiring certain skills, you can go get this certification. Now you can honestly put on your resume, I am certified in Microsoft, whatever suite, whatever. ICD-10, medical coding. You see on here, I won't tell you exactly what it is, but if you see leadership, that's one of the programs that I helped create. There's a leadership course there. So this is just something, like I said, and it has different prices for different things. They do have specials where if the degrees are similar or you can use this one with that, then they'll allow you to take like 2 classes for the price of one, but there's like a time frame on it. You have to have it done in this amount of time. They have grant writing courses, grant development, grant proposal, grant writing consultant, nonprofit creation, nonprofit management, nonprofit marketing. It's just a lot of different things on here. They have HIPAA courses. For those of you that are interested in the medical field or are thinking about pursuing the medical field, y'all know how important HIPAA is. For people that are interested in being QPs, qualified professionals, they're called different things in different places. I created an apprenticeship program for the people that I work with. It's called Direct Support Professional, which is the same thing as a QP, where you go out doing stuff in the community like you're a counselor. You're not considered a counselor, but you're doing that direct service work either in home or for an organization. They have classes in criminal law, employment law, real estate, workers' compensation. Classes like that, especially workers' compensation, those are like you can't beat that. The course is $129. But, I mean, if you're interested in the federal system, a course like that will put you above a lot of other people because a lot of people don't actually go and take courses to be certified in workers' compensation. And let me say this, I might as well. I'm a recruiter, so let me put this out here for y'all right now because they talking about me anyway. They have certain class. Let me just school y'all. If y'all want this information real quick, just say yes in the comments. And let me just give you this real quick. Because like I said, I've been holding back on y'all because I didn't want people going and they've already been putting my information out there anyway. But there's some information I can just give you real quick. So let me do this because this is what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. Without going into the thing that I actually work for, the place that I actually work for, though people think they know. Oh, my keyboard is dead. If you are interested in federal employment, because a lot of our people think that that is not something that we are able to do, and people say, oh, they work for the feds, they do this for the feds. Let me go ahead and put you up on game real quick, because you don't have to say somebody work for the feds. You can go and do it your darn self. So let's just be clear on something. Okay, if you are interested in federal employment, this is the official website for that. Y'all got that? usajobs.gov. If you go to a website that is offering you services to help find federal employment and they're charging you for it, that is not an official website, okay? Keep that in mind. That is not an official website. Just like if you're going looking for federal grants and federal funding and all that stuff, if you're going to a website that's charging you, that is not an official, that is not a legit, that is not a credible website. Anything that's offered by the federal government as far as grants and things of that nature, they are on grants.gov, and it's absolutely free. Sorry if that burst anybody's bubble that's charging people for this stuff. Grants.gov. There it is. Okay, so right now what's happening, and that's why I was telling you about some of these classes, you have certain government agencies that are hiring specifically because of this COVID-19 pandemic. So where there are some requirements that they have, you know, you got to make sure your credit is straight. You got to make sure you don't have certain things. Yes, Gospel Glam. Certain things you don't have in your pay. Like you got to be honest, because they're going to find out what you have going on anyway. But there are certain positions that are open now. Some of them are temporary for 1 year. Some are up to 3 years, and some are permanent. So you have certain ones, like I said, let me put you on game real quick, that are being put out there specifically because of the coronavirus. So that's why you see that at the top. And actually, let me just go back for a minute. So you see this at the top. We're hiring. Help us respond to COVID-19. You have that up at the top, right? So when you go into view open positions, now you see at least, I have to change the filter in it, but you have at least 475 jobs that are possibly available for just in response to the COVID-19. So let's say for this one. With the Department of Health and Human Services, they need a mental health specialist, right? Yeah. So if you look at this, you go in, you see the open date. It opened on Pico. Hold that thought, and I'll go and pull it up for you so you can see how to get to it. You see it opened on April the 6th. It closes on the 17th. That's today. So if that was something that you thought you qualified for, then you put that in. You see the salary, the possible lowest salary that you can make. And this is where your salary would end. But it doesn't necessarily stop there. It depends on other stuff that you have going on, whether or not you're in the military. I mean, it's a lot of different factors that come into play. We just going to get this work real quick before I get off here. This shows you who the job is open to over here. If you look over here, if you go on this website and you see these things, this what lets you know whether or not you can compete for these positions. If it's a position that's open to the public, that matters. If you haven't worked for the feds, then you need to look for a position that's open to the public. So if you're looking for something that's open for the public, let me just change the filter on it real quick. And actually, let me show y'all this one too. You see you have jobs open with Veteran Affairs. You see this one says 1 year full-time. Hope I can get this blurry. Permanent full-time, but it has a term, and that term may be 1 year. Department of Defense Senior Investigator, permanent full-time. And I'm just showing you some of this stuff. So you see the starting salary. This just gives you the quick information about the jobs. Food service worker. You just got a lot of different things that you can do. Most people don't realize that these jobs, the federal is international. It's not just the United States. So you may find something in Korea. You may find something in Japan. Actually, you see, even though this is still part of us, Puerto Rico, New Mexico. Yeah. Just different places. You would put in the place that you would be interested in working in. You don't have a specific place that you're interested in working in, and you leave that spot blank, and it will pull up everything that's available all around the world. If you have a specific place that you are looking for, then what you would do is type in that location. God, I keep forgetting my keyboard is dead. I'm going to put South Carolina just because that's where I am. Actually, let me put South Korea. Let me just put South Korea in there real quick. You see I put South Korea, and it pulls up all the federal jobs that are available in South Korea. Now, these are things that people don't even know about. They don't know that they exist. Because to be honest with you, most people do not want folks to know that they can have these type of jobs, that this type of employment is possible. Centers for Disease Control. An epidemiologist. They definitely need that right now. Those are the people that are going around spreading information about coronavirus. You'll see me putting information up there about the coronavirus to make sure that people have that information. Now I'm going to turn this around. If you look at the locations, every place you see on here, they have openings in these locations. Okay, then you go back up. You see what the salary is. You see it's full time. This is a job, you see it says it's open to the public. So this isn't a job where you have to have federal service already. So you just create an account on USA Jobs and you apply. That was just real quick. If you're going anywhere besides US.gov and you're paying someone, yes, definitely fraudulent. It is fraudulent. I'm going to go real quick to the other one, then I'm going to get off here. For PICO, well, for everybody, I want y'all to have the correct information. If you are putting in for grants, this is the official website for grants. If you go somewhere else, it is not official. If you would like a federal grant or some type of federal funding, this is the website for that. So if it does not say grants.gov, it is not the official website for federal grants and funding. You said aviation mechanic. Okay, so Pico, I just used yours. What I did was I put in aviation. Now, you want to start out like broad, or you can start out real specific, but just from putting in aviation, I didn't select anything else. So this is, they're showing you the forecasted grants, but I don't have any. The posted grants, all funding instruments, all eligibility, all categories, all agencies. So this is just one page. We're just skipping. There are a lot of things available. Basically, you just need to go in there and put in what you're interested in, and you'll just see what comes up. The good thing about this, y'all getting the whole class today. I need some lights up in this thing or something. I need something. The good thing about this is, and I'm just gonna be honest, this takes money out my pockets, right? The good thing about this is you don't need a grant writer. For these grants, you do not need a grant writer. They actually have the templates in there. Whenever you're applying for the grant, you have the actual template. There are classes that are in here that help you come up with the budget for the grants. They have actual training. They have a training center. Let me show you. It's a grant learning center. Okay? You see grants 101, you see grant eligibility, grant making agencies, grant programs, grant reporting, grant policies, grant terminologies, grant systems, grant careers, grant fraud. So all that stuff is right there. They have their own little like university thing that's in here. And then you go to the forms. They have a repository for the forms. So whatever forms you need, you just go to forms and you go to the repository and you find whatever forms that you need. As far as the grant, whenever you apply for a grant, here you go. For grant applicants, they have a section that says how to apply for a grant. Like it's right there. You don't have to pay for that. So, applicant training. There you go. I'm giving y'all the business today. How to apply for grants. If you see, they walk you literally through every step. How to search, how to register, how to apply, how to track it. They walk you through every single thing that you need to be able to apply for a grant. So if you are paying someone for this information, please stop. Please stop it. What else is there I want to show you on here? Let's see if I can get to the budgeting. Let me just go into one of the grants real quick. They'll tell you who can apply. One of the myths about getting grants is people feel like you have to be a registered 501c3. That is not accurate. When you go on grants.gov, you have certain grants that are open, so you have to look at who can actually put in for the grant. You have to look at the cost sharing and stuff like that for the grant. But it'll tell you specifically who is able to put in for the grant. So some of them will say 501c3, but some say nonprofit or not for profit. So it'll tell you a not for profit or a 501c3. So you look for those things. I told you, stop listening to what people tell you that you cannot do. Just like for this one, this is a university leadership initiative, and it's with aeronautics, PICO. Aeronautics Research Mission, Doctorate, NASA research announcement. Okay, so like they have an application workshop on Thursday, April the 30th, 1 to 3 p.m. They give you the link for it. Sign in as a guest, and you get the training on what the grant is about, how to apply for the grant. They're basically walking you through all the stuff that you need for the grant. And you, like literally, you set it up from right there. You're not paying for that. So even if you don't get the grant, you got the free information for the grant. Let's see. So you go on the side, anything that's dealing with NASA, they have the solicitations. You can actually click on the solicitations that are specific to NASA, and it'll pull all of them up so you don't have to go looking for them. They have the future, they have the ones that are open, and you can see the ones that have already closed. And that's what's coming up right here. I just hit on solicitations to show what's open right now. And as you see, even with stuff being shut down, there's still a lot of things that are open. And you can see this is not the only page. It goes on for days. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys that information. And I promised a long time ago that I was going to get my behind up off here. What I may end up doing is cutting this, splitting this video. And once I finish talking about integrity and started going into that other stuff, I may split the video and just let this be 2 separate videos. So if you guys need to go back and find the information, then you'll have it in a separate video and you won't have to go through this whole 2 hours of all this stuff. You're welcome, Gospel Glam. But like I said, if you want any more information about this kind of stuff, like I will happily give you this information. People talk like it's a bad thing to work for the Fed, like, oh, whatever. It's just they felt like they could never do that stuff. So you need help trying to figure this stuff out, I will gladly show you how to do it. Now, if our hearts and minds are clear, I'm going to wrap this thing up. So, appreciate you guys for coming on. Since I stayed on here this long today, then I will not be coming back talking about this book tonight. So, I may end up, I don't know. I may do it tonight. I don't know. It may be tomorrow. Not sure. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really hope that you got something out of this. If there's somebody else that's looking to try to do some stuff or they need this information, please pass it on. Share. Because this is information especially for our people, where if you don't have somebody that's in the know, then you don't know. So you guys have the direct information. You don't have to go and ask anybody for any favors. You don't have to go Pico, I don't know. You're welcome, Keith. You don't have to go paying anybody for this stuff. You have the direct line to whatever jobs are offered. So, you know, and they are hiring during this pandemic season. Just saying. So, I will think about coming back later. I don't know. But I appreciate you guys for watching this. And I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, wait a minute before I go. If you have not checked out the Quarantine Zumba, make sure you go check that out. And I'm challenging you to come up with your own and send it to me so I can post it. Yeah, let me throw that out there real quick. So yeah, now, bye.